Juan, sorry, I'll wait for you. I know there's a game tonight, and then there's something that follows. It's the dunk contest. How much have you been giving the dunk contest some thought?
Every second of every day that since I've said yes.
What you got plans?
What are my plans?
What do you have planned?
Gotta wait and find out, Kareth. I'm nervous. I'm excited. It's a huge platform. Y'all seen how excited I've been to be on this team and be in the NBA. I never in a million years thought I'd be a part of AllStar Weekend. So it's cool. Or not it's cool. It's great. It's exciting, but I'm nervous. Of course I'm nervous. It's a huge platform. It's a big weekend. It's one of the biggest platforms in all of sports. So I'm just taking all of that, but my thoughts have been racing for sure.
Going back to your Castro Valley days, there are YouTube highlights of your dunks. You've been doing this for a long time, but do you think you can surprise some people or people around the league in for some treats?
Castro Valley was like 13 years ago, so I'm a little bit older. I got some more miles on my legs, but I think the dunk contest is just a combination of athleticism, creativity, showmanship, all that stuff, so just going to try to put it all together. I know some of those younger guys, somebody like Jalen Green, he's very explosive, extremely athletic. He's probably the favorite. If I was a spectator, I'd probably pick him as a favorite too. But like I said, the dunk contest is a combination of a bunch of things. So I'm not going to really trip off the athleticism part. I know those young guys are a little bit more athletic than me. But I'm going to try to come up with some stuff and, have fun with it.
There's like a showmanship element too, not just springs, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. So try to get the crowd involved. Maybe have some Warrior fans feel a little nostalgia. Hint, hint. So we'll see. We'll see.
You mentioned the nostalgia. Is Jay Rich having anything to do with that, or is that someone that inspired you growing up watching the dunk contest?
He definitely inspired me for sure. I've been a Warrior fan all my life. And for him to win it not only once but twice is huge. And so kudos to Jay Rich. I'm a big fan of his. But yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny if that's going to be a part of my repertoire.
Do you remember watching those dunk contests with Jay Rich? What do you remember about it?
I just remember him winning. I remember all the exciting dunks he did, and I remember how excited I was that he was bringing that trophy back to Oakland. And those Warrior jerseys are just so memorable. Like, whenever I think about the Warriors, even now, like, I think about those jerseys. Because that was just like the prime time of my fandom and me like loving the game as a kid. So, like I said, it's very nostalgic for myself. So, hopefully, if more than anything, I just want Warrior fans to really just enjoy, seeing somebody from their favorite team in the dunk contest and, real Warrior fans having a nostalgic moment.
How did it all come together? Did you campaign to someone that you wanted to be in? Were you contacted and surprised? How did it come together?
My agent called me. We got out of practice one day, and I saw a call from my agent. He was like, "You want to do a dunk contest?" And I thought he was trolling. I'm like, me out of all people in the NBA? But, why would I say no, man? I'm a kid from 95th and 8th Street, East Oakland. Like, I used to dunk on courts in my grandpa's driveway and break through, the milk crates and all that stuff, and got the little hoop in my house where I just... Like, I remember I did the windmill, and you asked me, like, what was I thinking when I did that windmill versus sack? And I just lay in bed at night. Like, I'm still a kid when it comes to just enjoying the game. I love this game more than anything. This is what I love the most in my life. And so, it was a no-brainer for me. Why would I say no? Why would I say no to AllStar Weekend?
Right. And locally here, everyone knows you. You're like a star here in the Bay Area. You've been known for a long time. But nationally, your name doesn't resonate as much with everyone. You've kind of been an underdog your whole life. You've talked about that before. Are you going into this weekend with like an underdog mentality, kind of something to prove? I know you've kind of proved yourself, and it's not that you need to prove stuff to people, but I think you know what I'm getting at. Just kind of prove to people you belong and make a name for yourself nationally.
Yeah, there's two parts to that. Like, I don't really necessarily feel like I have anything to prove anymore because I feel like I've proven that to the people that matter, which are coaches and GMs, the people who make decisions. But like I'm going in there with house money. I got nothing to lose, you know? So I'm beyond the part of trying to prove anything. Like, of course I'm going there to win, but even if I don't win, like I'm going to have fun. I'm going to, you know, add something to my memory list, add something to, you know, what I've done in my career and something that I can share with, you know, my family, my kids, my grandkids someday. And so for me now, it's beyond like trying to prove stuff to people. Like, I'm not even caught up in proving stuff to people who haven't accomplished anything in their lives. Like, and I say that like in the most humble way. I just get tired of people always critiquing, you know, what we do, and not just us, but you guys as professionals too. You know, I'm sure you guys get critiqued on a daily basis. So like, I'm beyond that part of my life. Like, I'm just going to have fun and enjoy the game, man. Enjoy this part with my family. My family's coming. I mean, they're excited as well. They're more excited than I am. I mean, I think I'm more anxious than excited at this point, but it's all going to be fun, man. It's all an experience, you know, and I'm just going to enjoy the experience.
Juan, I talked to Jason Richardson the other day, and by the way, he probably should have been a 3-time champion, if you remember.
For sure. Shout out to Jay Rich, man.
But I talked to him the other day, and he said that you're one of his favorite players.
Oh, wow.
That he's going to be watching the dunk contest for you, and that he thinks that he's picking you to win. So what does it mean to you hearing that?
I mean, Jay Rich is a legend to me, man. Like, I mean, we always talk about the Kobe's and the, you know, LeBron, man, so rest in peace, the LeBrons, the Ray Allens and all that. But Jay Rich, man, that's an Oakland. I mean, he's a legend in many places, but to an Oakland kid who's, like I said, I watched him, man. I used to come to Warrior games when the tickets were practically free, you know. Watch him do all these exciting dunks, watch him win. He's a legend to me. So, you know, to hear him say that I'm one of his favorite players, that means a lot to me. Shout out to you, Jay Rich, if you're out there watching. And to pick me to win, that's cool too. I mean, I'm a smart man, not a betting man. So I know I'm the underdog. Hopefully I can go in there and surprise some people.
When you first started dunking in high school, was he someone you kind of like who inspired you in terms of dunking?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he was, like I said, when I had all these little rims in my house and in the backyard and stuff, I used to dunk and think that I was him and try to do the dunks that he did. And then when I got to high school and I was able to dunk, it was just like, I'm just out here trying stuff now, you know, but inspired by guys like that. I mean, he's a hell of a dunker. He's one of the best dunkers I've ever seen. I mean, when you think about dunking, there's so many different facets of it. You know, the acrobatic stuff people do, how high you can get, you know, if you can float in the air, your explosiveness and all that. And so, like, his acrobatic dunks I could just picture it all right now and just see it all in my head because I remember watching that stuff. You know, I'll never forget that moment. And I was excited for him to win. So just for him to say that, like, I'm going to remember this moment for, you know, a long time too. You know, stuff like that I never forget.
We just got to hear from James Wiseman, who's close, like for real, finally really close. You get to see him on the court a lot more than we do. Mm-hmm. Can you remind us what his physical gifts are? What do you observe when you see him moving on the court?
He's the toolbox. And when I say that, think, you know, envision a toolbox and you pull out different tools and you say, in a basketball manner, you say, this guy's a great shooter, this guy's a great passer, this guy's a great rebounder. James Wiseman is the toolbox. And I'm excited for the world to see his growth and see who he is, you know, as a player and as a person. I look at guys like that and I envision 5, 6, 7 years from now and say, damn, I got to watch that guy grow up. I got to be a part of his development and, you know, help him. You know, I always try to just drop nuggets on him just from like a big bro standpoint, not like a coaching standpoint or like you know, any basketball stuff, more so just how he approaches his daily life, how he approaches, you know, the game. Because, I mean, he's had setbacks. He gets frustrated and stuff. And so I sit there and just try to, you know, talk him through this stuff. And I always tell him, bro, you're going to be great in this league. Just be patient. You know, it took me 8 years to get to the NBA. You're in the NBA at 18, 19, and you have, you know, all this time to be in the NBA, get better, have the best resources, develop, et cetera, et cetera. And so back to my point, James Wiseman is the toolbox. He has every tool in the box, and he can do everything as a 7-footer. And like, I just drool at his potential and at his, his capabilities. I mean, he's protecting the rim. He's going up to dunk on lobs, pushing the ball in transition, behind the back, step back threes. And it's just like, man, like, bro, like, where does this come from? I wish I had all these capabilities. So with all that being said, I'm extremely excited to see him out there under the lights. And I think he deserves it, man. Like, he's a hard worker, and I commend him. He's 9 years younger than me, but I admire his maturity, and I admire his resilience, because it's not easy to go through injuries first and foremost, but it's not easy to go through injuries at this level when everything you do is magnified and it's, being watched, and you have people say, like, you're always hurt. When are you coming back? Like, all this stuff. The Warriors wasted a draft pick on you, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, does that stuff really matter? No, but we see that stuff. And it's just poison to, you as a person when people are just feeding negativity to you. So, I admire him, and I have the utmost respect for him as a young man, because he's able to just keep going in life. And so that's not easy. At 19, 18, 20, I wasn't that mature to just block out the noise. So, kudos to James Wiseman. I'm excited to see him out there, as y'all should be.
All right. Zoom rule. Looks like Monty Poole just went off. Mark Haynes, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Juan?
What's going on?
Like you said earlier, being a kid from Oakland, growing up, you could never imagine being a part of AllStar Weekend. What would it mean to you playing for the Warriors, being from Oakland, and winning the dunk contest? What would that mean for you?
It would mean everything, man. I mean, I really want to win a championship this year. So that's like the ultimate goal. But to win a slam dunk contest and add that to my resume of life and just things that I've accomplished, like, I'd be extremely happy, excited. Yeah, man, everything under the sun. Like, I would be super happy just to bring that trophy back to 95th. Like, I wouldn't even put that trophy in my mom's house. I would put that trophy in my grandpa's house, just because that's where the whole journey started. You know what I'm saying? I remember when my uncle bought me my first hoop court, and my older brother and my uncle used to dunk on me back there, and I used to hate it because it was way bigger than me until I got bigger and a little more athletic and was able to dunk on them. So just a lot of memories, man. I would definitely put that in my grandpa's house.
All right. Monty Poole, go ahead.
Yeah. What's up, Juan?
What's going on, my man?
James earlier was saying that he has seen some of your dunks and that you got something ready for people. And now you're saying that, he's the toolbox, the whole box. When you watch him work out, especially, he's got basically his own personal coach now. What are your thoughts when you watch him, besides the ones you just mentioned, in terms of his growth? Because you saw him a little bit last year, and now you see him now. I mean, what are you seeing different?
Go ahead.
Besides his muscle, he's bigger now.
Yeah, I mean, he's added a lot of muscle. Been in the weight room. When I see him work out, though, honestly, all I think is just, man, I can't wait until you're healthy. Obviously, from my own selfish standpoint, because he'll make our team a lot better. But I mean, he's so talented. I'm excited to watch him play. Like, I'm excited to see him get out there and do his thing. But we got a chance to play for the first time in Utah. And like I told y'all, when Clay came back, and he just looked like the same player, if not better than I saw before. James, same thing, man. It's like, bro, you haven't even competed in a long time, but you out here getting to it. Like, and that's impressive. That just goes to show you how talented he is. And he was a monster out there, man. I was guarding him, all 7 foot of him. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm thinking when I see him work out, man. He looks, as long as he's, mentally and physically ready to get out there from a talent standpoint and just from being like in the groove and stuff, I think he's more than ready to be out there. And that's what I think. It's just, I can't wait to see you out there to help our team. And then for your own sake, like, just to go out there and do your thing and start your Hall of Fame career.
What is you're in the dunk contest? Draymond, he's not playing in the game, but he was named reserve. Wiggs is starting. Steph's starting. JK was just named to the Rising Stars Challenge. What does that say just about the level of what this team is at right now that you guys have so much representation at All-Star Weekend?
Yeah, well, first, that's really cool. Just to be a part of this, you know, this group of guys going to All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend is the upper echelon. You know, this is the Grammys or whatever of the NBA. I mean, whatever you want, the gala, whatever you want to use is that of the NBA. And so, you know, to be there with our group, you know, Steph, Dre, Wiggs, guys who have, you know, some Hall of Famers, guys who have potential to be Hall of Famers, JK, who same boat as James Wiseman. He's got all the tools, you know, he has the capabilities to have longevity in his career, really, you know, make a mark in his career, and hopefully one day, you know, be, you know, Hall of Fame caliber type of player. And so just to be within this group of guys and be a part of that, you know, for myself, a 28-year-old undrafted guy who has fought to be in this league, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, just to be with these guys, like, that's cool. Just to be a part of this group going and be a part of, you know, representing the Warriors and representing the Bay, representing Oakland, and, you know, representing, you know, biracial heritage, you know, Black people, Mexican people. Like, I'm just, off of all those things, I'm just extremely excited about. And so, like I said, worst case scenario, what's the worst that could happen? I go out there and lose. But I was a part of Slam Dunk Contest. I was a part of All-Star Weekend, and I went to All-Star Weekend with Hall of Famers, Andrew Wiggins, you know, Jonathan Kuminga, guys who are going to leave their legacy in this league and people who are going to remember forever. So I got nothing to lose, man. I'm playing with house money. Thank you, guys.